Hello, everyone, and welcome to the EBSCO Training. This is the new interface, or if you're a new student here or a new faculty member, the regular interface now of EBSCO. And we at the library thought it was high time that we created a new and updated training for this new interface. This went live on the 1st of August, and so I would like to help you navigate what you can do and what tools you can use when you use EBSCO. So this is accessible, first of all, by going to csi.edu/library and pressing this large search button over here. And then you'll be taken to this page. For now, you'll have to create your own EBSCO login if you want to, but we're hoping to be able to have a single sign-on function available in the future. If you look at the previous episodes of the Knowledge Nest, you'll see that I have some information on Boolean keywords and searching databases, and Ross Sempek and Dave Haralick have also created videos on the Guide to Research module that explain how to use Boolean keywords and how to search using databases. I'm assuming that you know some basic knowledge of general database searching, but we'll go over some of those basics today as well. Right here we have various options. Some of them are confusing, but this is what we have. On the extreme left is a button called Online Full Text. And this button, when selected, will only give you articles whose full text you can read directly on this site. This is helpful for if you don't want to navigate to other sites, or if you want to only find sources that you won't have to find elsewhere if they're not available through our database. The next button is at My Library. This button is a little bit confusing, and we're going through some naming changes, but this button means that the item is physically in store at the library in our physical catalog. It's akin to searching something in our catalog bar up here and searching everything. This button says peer-reviewed. If you don't know what that means, you'll know soon enough when you're looking at academic articles. This means that the article or the book or something has been reviewed by a group of peers of the author or creators, and they have determined that it is authoritative or that it is at least borne out by the results of scientific or acceptable research. This last button has an option to limit your results for 10 years, 5 years, 12 months, or all time. Let's click on the Advanced Search button on the right-hand side. These are Boolean keywords. You can see that we have and, or, and not. And let's say you want to search for Christianity and Buddhism. And you want to find intersections of these two together. You would want to do Christianity and Buddhism. Let's say, however, that you don't want to search topics, you want to search titles or authors. Go to these field sections, and you can search through all text, only authors, only titles, subject terms, journal titles, abstract information, and identification numbers of various types. And you can add multiple fields. I would recommend only using 3 fields, however, at the most. You can also limit, again, by full text at My Library, peer-reviewed, and physical items, and then the date range as well. Let's go back to the home screen. So let's go back through our original search. We clicked on Advanced Search, and we're going to do Christianity and Buddhism. And we see we have 286,267 items. We don't know how to filter. We don't know how we're going to look through all of these things. So we're going to have to filter through a wide range of items. We could use Boolean keywords to lessen our search, In fact, if we only wanted to do Chinese or American or anything outside of Europe, we could do Christianity and Buddhism, not Europe, but we're going to try a little different tactic this time. We can sort these by relevance, date newest, and date oldest. Relevance means that it incorporates both of these keywords in proximity to each other, or that both of these terms are in subjects. Date newest means that it's the most current research related to these keywords. Let's look at the other filters that we can use, though. You click on the filters, and we have the regular filters, but we also have multiple other types. Again, we have a date range. We have the content provider, if it's an ebook, if it's an EBSCO host collection, Academic Search Premier, which does primarily journals. The source type, do we want ebooks, do we want reviews, reports, magazines? Subject, religion, nonfiction. If we only wanted religious sources or sources focusing on religion, and we don't want news or general interest things or book reviews, we can't click those. And so you can mostly limit things based on positive or possessing certain aspects. So we want to do religion, nonfiction, Christianity, Buddhism. And that will lessen it a little bit. And so you go from about 200,000 to 37,000. That's much more specific. Let's look at the other filters we have. We have sorting by publishers. Taylor and Francis is a pretty good resource, as is Brill and Sage and Oxford. We have publication. What journal is it in? We have the language it's in. We only want English materials for this source. But look, we have German things. We have Turkish things. So you can examine these in different cultural points of view. Geography of where it was published. Location, and it's in our main collection. So we have two items in our main collection here. The university that published the material. We have a lot from Liberty University. And finally, the collection that it is in. In our main collection, the materials we have on Buddhism and Christianity, we have Socialism on Film, Module III, Culture and Society, and that is in our main collection. So that's all the filters and sorting abilities we have on our search page. Let's look at items that only have online full text. That's another big thing, and that reduces some of our options. Not many are reviewed when we look through our search results. We see that the subjects covered are Buddhism, Christianity, religions, religious diversity, theology, and afterlife. We see the publication information and where the database is that it's located in, and we also see information about the author. Various access options exist, and we'll go through these in a bit. And then you can view the details of the article. This is essentially the same page you're going to go to if you click on the link. And down here we have the specific title, the author, and the author's information. The source of the article, the fact that it is an article, subject terms. Here we have the abstract and notes about copyright. And we see here that the author is from the Graduate Theological Union of Berkeley, the word count, and the accession number. We don't really need to worry about that right now, but if you needed that, there it is. And so let's look at the access options that we have and the options we have for processing it. An online full text means you can access this much like a PDF, but there are a few major differences. First of all, you can download it, which is not a difference, but it's a download. Second of all, you can translate it, the material, into a different language if you need to. You can also listen to it. And at the moment, you can only listen to things in the current language that they're in, but who knows if translating would be available in the future. Save item, you can cite it, add it to a project, and share it, and print it. And these options are also available over here. Now let's click on the citing. When you click Cite a Resource, you have the ability to copy your citation or export it in various formats. I prefer to copy a citation and paste it into a document. I don't like exporting citations, but if you want to, you can. And I prefer either the APA 7th edition or the Chicago 17th edition, because Chicago is used for historians and APA is used for pretty much everything else. Here is the citation. Here's it in the AMA style. Here it is in Chicago. You can copy it to clipboard, or you can copy it like this. And then you close that. And you have the citation. If you want to add it to a project, you have to sign into your EBSCO account to create a project. But if you do, you'll be able to see your project and your compiled resources whenever you sign in or log in. You can also share this. And if you want to share something, or if you need to give a link to someone in an article or in a paper you're writing or in a discussion module, please don't click up here on the URL, because that's what's known as a proxy URL. You want to click Create a Link. And this link is what's called a permalink, which means it is permanently available and it will always link back to this resource. It will always link back to this article. These are constant and consistent throughout all instances of EBSCO. And so if someone from Purdue or someone from Indianapolis University accesses this article, it'll give them the same permanent link. Everyone can access these permanent links if they have access to EBSCO. You can also share it through Google Drive, Google Classroom, OneDrive, or again, through email. And this is nice because the PDF and the online full-text HTML will be included as an attachment when you send it through email. And finally, of course, you can download it to your computer. And here, just for reference, is the PDF version of the same material. More traditional. Now let's go back to the home page again. We see over here we have an overview and the projects and materials you've saved and the searches you've performed. So because I'm logged in, or I'm not logged in, they have these searches, but they will disappear when I'm gone. I don't have any searches that were performed on previous days because I'm not logged in currently. However, if you're in your same session, they will have the same materials that you searched for and the same filters. It will also have a list of the articles that you viewed and the times you viewed them. Again, you can look at your saved articles and your projects that you have. And that is the general training on the EBSCO interface. Thank you for watching the 30th episode of The Knowledge Nest, and I hope you have a wonderful time at CSI if you're a new student here, and welcome back if you are a returning student or faculty member here. Remember that in 10 days we have our first book club meeting of the semester and the academic year. We're going to be talking about the book Lovers, which is appropriate. And we also have a murder mystery and more golf and trivia in the books for the coming months. So please keep up to date with Allison's newsletter that she creates and our social media that's managed by her also. And that is contributed to by Ross and me, and we all want to engage with you. So please come. We had a wonderful first day so far, and I hope that you will all come to the library at least once this week and this month. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week here on The Knowledge Nest.